On this week's edition of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast, we take a look at a relatively new addition to Alberta's academy scene and a chat with one of the province's top college talents. Welcome to another edition of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. I'm Joe McFarland. On this week's episode, we'll chat with one of the top pitching talents in this province who has actually made the Canadian Baseball Network's list of top 15 draft-eligible talents. Jackson Wark will join us in just a few minutes. But we start with the latest installment of our 1 through 9 Academy profiles. Vimy Ridge Baseball Academy has only been going for a couple of years now and might be best known for the non-baseball talents that have come through, like current Philadelphia Flyers netminder Carter Hart and figure skater Caitlin Osmond. But that doesn't mean they don't have big aspirations on the diamond. You've read the profile on albertadugoutstories.com. Now let's meet Program Director Drew Boyer. Hey Drew, thanks so much for joining us on the podcast.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Give us a little bit of a history lesson on Vimy Ridge. When did it come to be, and talk about the baseball program and when it started up?
Yeah, so the baseball program started up in 2016, 2017. So we're in our third year now. Things are going well with the academy. We got a really good group of kids this year. They're really eager to learn. But as far as Vimy Ridge itself, the school's been running programs since, I believe, 96, and it started out as a hockey school. And so they originally started out with hockey, then they grew into lacrosse and sport fit, outdoor pursuits, and now baseball. So we do run 5 programs at the school through the academic athletic development, and we operate 5 days a week. We got some great facilities for our kids to work on their athletic abilities. New fitness center, 2 new gyms, and aside from that, our off-campus facilities are great use. We got the batting cages, which we use, and the turf training center, which is a 46,000 square foot all turf training facility.
When it comes to sort of the aspirations and the goals of what you guys are trying to do with the kids in particular, give us a little bit of an idea or a snapshot into what your expectations are of the kids and what they're going through on a day-to-day basis with the baseball program.
We got a wide range of athletic abilities. We got kids that are some are playing house league, some are playing AA, some are playing AAA. At the end of the day, not all the kids are looking to go and play college baseball. A lot of them are here just to develop their skills and be a part of a team and a program, and they just want to grow. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we want to create better athletes on the field and better people off the field. They just want to be successful in everyday life, and if their goal is to make a AAA team, that's great. And I'm here to help support that and help them achieve their dreams, achieve their goals. If their dream is to go on and be a college baseball player, absolutely, I'm there for that. And I want to help them achieve that too.
That's one of the unique parts of Vimy is as reading through the profile and going through the website and you mentioned it off the top, is this isn't just a baseball program like you see with Dogs Academy or Prospects Academy or Vauxhall or any of these other ones, is that you guys are all encompassing. I mean, you look at Carter Hart as one of your alums. I mean, this is a different kind of program in that you are sort of showing off the different aspects of the different sports.
Yeah, we have, like I said, we have a wide range of sports that kids can come here for and develop their talents. And like you said, Carter Hart, one of our bigger alums, and Caitlin Osmond, gold medalist figure skater this past Winter Olympics. So we do have some really talented athletes coming through the programs, and it's great to see.
And one of those things too, I think that as I've talked to different people in the sports community over the last few years, is there's been especially in the hockey world, there's a sense of, hey, you need to specialize and you need to go all in 24/7 on a sport. But when you give all the different athletes some exposure to different sports, maybe it opens their eyes to what else might be out there, or gives them a new perspective on the different sports that they're taking part in.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about our program is that, yeah, they're focusing on one sport, but it's not just about focusing on that one sport. We do integrate our phys ed class into our program, and so they are getting the opportunity to try out hockey. They do get to try out lacrosse. They do get to play dodgeball from time to time, and they are developing a sense of being more athletic and trying these other sports out.
Is that something that you becomes a bit of a challenge maybe for you in a sense? Is it you're, as a baseball guy, you're trying to expose maybe some non-baseball athletes to the baseball world?
Oh no, it's exciting. Being able to get different kids the exposure to baseball and kind of show them how we do things and how the game works. It goes hand in hand with the other academies too, being able to show our baseball guys how to play lacrosse, how to play basketball, how to play hockey, all that sort of thing.
Give us a little bit of background on yourself. I mean, you've been involved in the baseball world for a while now. How did you get into it, and what brought you to Vimy?
Yeah, so this is my 11th year of coaching. Started off in the SEBA program. I was there for 5 years. Kind of bounced around, moving from Red Deer to Fort Mac, and now I'm back in Edmonton. And Mark Randall, who originally started the program, he called me up in 2016, and he found I was back in Edmonton and just asked if I wanted to be a part of the Vimy Ridge Academy, and I was all for it, and just really glad to be here and be able to work with a good crop of kids that want to grow.
What does it mean to you to be able to, I'll call it give back, and I know a lot of people say it's not really giving back, but it's still a community that's near and dear to your heart in terms of baseball. And what does it mean to you to be able to give back and provide that outlet for kids to have a bit of or look to maybe improve on their baseball skills?
Oh, it's amazing to be able to give back and help these kids achieve their goals and their dreams. For me, I started out at the St. FX Academy the first year in 2005. And really for me, the academy system helped me become a better baseball player, and it helped me move on to play college baseball. And so being in the situation I am now, the ability to give back and be a part of an academy and do the same things that I got as an academy student athlete and help these kids get to where they want to be. It's really great to be a part of.
One of the questions that I ask all the academies in these profiles is, what defines success to Vimy Ridge when it comes to the students?
Like I said, our motto is to create better athletes on the field and better people off the field. Our success is really determined by what the student athlete is going to take away from being in our academy. And again, not everybody's going to move on to play college baseball, and that's completely okay. As long as each student comes strong work ethic, on the field and in their classroom, and they have a commitment to improving themselves in everyday life, that's all that we ask, and they'll give themselves every opportunity to be successful if they do that.
What do you see as the future of Vimy Ridge and the baseball program? What are you guys hoping to maybe improve upon, or things that you'd like to see develop over the years to come?
So the biggest thing we want to improve upon going forward is growing the academy. Right now we're sitting at between, I think we're sitting around 17 students. And next year, I hope to be around 25 to 30. So from a number standpoint, we definitely want to grow each year. But the biggest thing is that we do want to get started playing games. All these other academies, Okotoks, Vauxhall, Prospects, they're all playing games right now, and that's what we need to get to, is being able to get our guys playing games, being competitive. And so opening a door for them by playing these games, I think they'll grow. More kids will want to be involved in this academy that way. So going forward, hopefully next year, that's the game plan, is to get some games going, some exhibition games. And as long as our numbers get up, we'll be there.
Drew, I appreciate the insight and the background into Vimy Ridge Academy, and all the best in your guys' future aspirations there.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
With Christmas behind us, it's starting to get busier in the baseball world. Not only are pitchers and catchers reporting in just a couple of weeks, but the college baseball season stateside is about to get going as well. A lot of eyes have turned on to who might be draft eligible this summer, and who from this province might follow in last year's footsteps of Eric Sabrowski and LaRon Smith. St. Albert's Jackson Wark is listed as the 13th best Canadian prospect according to the Canadian Baseball Network's latest rankings. The 6'6", 220-pound hurler is no stranger to the draft, though, having been taken in the 30th round by the New York Mets back in 2015. We talked about that, as well as his aspirations this semester at St. Louis University. Jackson, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
Let's talk about, first off, how you got into baseball in the first place, because this is a province that isn't exactly that well known for baseball. It's all hockey, it's all football, that kind of thing, and yet here you are succeeding at a baseball level. So what got you started in the first place?
I guess my dad, he's a big sports fan in general. I think he really likes baseball. So he would always force me to go to camps when I was really young. To be honest, I didn't like it at first. That's not to say I don't love it now, but he was the one who stuck me with it, and I wasn't really the most athletic kid growing up. I was pretty lanky and long and uncoordinated, so I could throw a baseball and wasn't that great at much else, so I ended up getting into it.
When did you realize that you were pretty good at this game?
Well, I was one of those guys. I can't remember what age, but I was still playing like house league, and other people had started playing AA, AAA baseball and baseball Alberta and stuff. And I made like some A team, like the selects out of the house league team. So, the coach had decided he wanted to give me a shot, and then I was like, kind of, well, somebody else thinks I'm good. I guess I might be. And from there on, I kind of, next year I tried out for AA, and then next year I tried out for AAA, and that was probably coming into like just before junior high.
Was pitching always the way you wanted to go, or did you have aspirations elsewhere?
I mean, I played outfield up until probably grade 11, and it was fun. I think I had more fun pitching because I had more success at it, but definitely enjoy pitching more.
Doesn't hurt either. It doesn't hurt either that you have that lankiness to that. Have you always thought about using that to your advantage, or were you a late growth spurt guy?
I've always been tall. It's kind of steady growth. So yeah, it felt easy, I think, for me to fit into that pitcher stereotype, I guess, and kind of use that for sure.
Mm-hmm. What do you, for those who've never seen you pitch before, what do you lean on as some of maybe your best pitches or your tactics when you're on the hill?
I'm definitely a heavy slider guy. Some people call it, I guess, like a slurve or something. It's not totally what you typically see for a slider, but it's a lot of movement, and I can get it up to like 84, so I really take a lot of pride in that pitch, and I think I can, if I need to beat someone, that's what I'm going to beat them with.
Well, and obviously you've beaten a few hitters thus far. When you look back on the last few years' worth of success you've had, you've been part of Baseball Canada's junior program and all these different things leading up to college ball here. What's been the key to success for you?
Well, I mean, like, I really do lean on the slider. It's one of those things where I'm still, again, a big lanky guy that can have its own problems. The fastball command can be, here or there. But somehow I've always been able to get the slider in over the plate if I need to when nothing else is. And I mean, yeah, just kind of trying to go after guys and not overcomplicating it.
Talk about the work ethic that's involved in being able to head up to the college ranks, because it's not that easy to, walk on and be a big contributing part of a college program like you have been.
Yeah, I mean, high school was the thing about, people talk about college transition. I was with the Prospects Academy. I trained a lot with Taylor Burns in high school, who's now AHP, and I took IB in high school. Like, I did all the things that I guess maybe I didn't necessarily know exactly at the time, but to make it a lot like college before going to college, we did weights all the time, and Taylor really pushed us, and we played in the fall and spring, traveled a lot. It's a big commitment for sure, but it's nice if you can get ahead of it, I guess.
When it comes to the success, even in the last couple of years in college, what has it meant to you to be able to continue playing as well as you have at that level?
I mean, it's the dream. I always wanted to play Division I baseball, and not just that. I wanted to start, and I've been able to do that. It's pretty amazing.
Is that a difficult transition to make, given that you are, an Alberta kid, you're a Canadian kid, here in going to the U.S., where there's a million kids to draft from, in a sense, from a college standpoint, and yet here you are succeeding among kind of big fish in the big pond?
For sure. I think with Canadian kids, a lot of the time where, there's not quite as many of us, but we're definitely undervalued, and so you kind of have a bit of a chip on your shoulder. You want to, go in there and prove yourself, because everybody thinks that you're just some Canadian. How good can you be? But it also, I think, plays a little to your advantage, because you kind of come out of nowhere. Other people say, oh, he's from Canada or whatever, and you come out and you show your stuff, and people are impressed because you're more than they expected.
And one of the things that I've heard too is, after a while, even though you might be not necessarily the brunt of the joke down in the States, but you're the Canadian kid, that kind of disappears once you show what you can do on the field.
I think that's probably right to some extent. I mean, people get used to it. And people realize that Canadians and Americans are basically the same, minus a few TV shows or movies or types of food or something.
What was that transition like for you on a personal level, heading from, small town Alberta to, heading down to a Div 1 school in the States?
Well, definitely going from St. Albert, Alberta to St. Louis, Missouri is one of the more radical transitions I could have made. Whether it's just the fact that you're in a city, but a different kind of city than Edmonton looks like, and the kind of different composition of people and environment and everything. It's definitely a great way to get some perspective and learn a lot more. I mean, it's definitely interesting to learn more about a country that you hear so much about. Sort of the things that maybe you didn't understand before, you start to understand because you meet the people and you see their circumstances and things like that. But I mean, St. Louis University is not a huge school, but it was cool just getting. High school is pretty small, and you get to start meeting people from all over the place and playing with people from all over the place. We got guys on our team from Chicago and New York and Florida and Texas and California and Bermuda. It's definitely a lot of fun and a lot of interesting experiences.
And speaking of guys that are going to be on your roster this coming year, you've got another Alberta kid coming up, Torrin Langley. Is that going to give you a little bit of a taste of home, maybe? Have you talked to Torrin at all about that?
Yeah, I actually I sort of live with Torrin. We live in the same apartment, but I spend a lot of time with my girlfriend. But we hang out sometimes. I played with him for a year in high school. I didn't know him that well at the time, but he Yeah, it's definitely fun. You get to chat about all the things that you say that people understand and stuff. But, we're both from similar environments, I guess, baseball-wise, and he's done really well. But no, it's cool.
What does it mean to you to be ranked amongst one of the best Canadian prospects heading into 2019 when Canadian Baseball Network has its list and there's your name right amongst the best in Canada?
I mean, it feels good, obviously. It's one of those things, I mean, that's where you try to get, I don't know, I just try to, best I can, try to just focus on, winning for the team. That's last year. I thought that was the most fun part. Is, you get whatever honors you get, but the best thing is just being in that, in the 6th or 7th inning and getting out of a jam or something, just so that your team can hold on and win. I think if you can win games and you can win games with your team, then that's how I want to get onto a list like that, if I do get onto a list like that.
When it comes to 2019 now and setting your sights forward, what do you hope to accomplish? Is getting noticed at the MLB level sort of the next step in the grand process here?
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely it's interesting. You spend most of your baseball career hearing about, senior sign, seniors, blah, blah, you want to get drafted junior year, all this stuff. As a senior, I feel like, like the same thing. I want to catch an eye or something. I think if I can just lead my team and win games, I don't think I've gone deeper than than 7 innings in my career. I want to go deeper than 7 innings. I want to throw 8 innings, 9 innings, whatever. I want to win more games. I want to be, more consistent. And if that means, excuse me, somebody's more interested, then that's how I want it to go. If that doesn't, then, that's kind of that, I think.
And I wonder if that's the reason I ask that, I guess, is looking back on it, your 30th round pick of the Mets back in 2015. And did that change your perspective, I guess, on things as you head into your senior year in college?
I was picked in high school, and like I said, my dream was to play college baseball. And that's still my dream. I think it's important. And so it's like, I don't want to let worrying about the draft, get in the way of me enjoying the season and enjoying being with my team and winning. And I think those are the kinds of things that good baseball players should do. And so that's what I'm going to do. And if people don't think I'm a good enough baseball player despite doing that, then, that's kind of what I'm trying to say. I don't know.
No, that's totally fair. One final question for you here is, when you look back on things and you look ahead to things, what or who serves as inspiration for Jackson Wark?
Well, of course, my father. He's always pushed me and inspired me, but had some great coaches along the way. I can't, go without thanking Taylor Burns, and he was kind of, came into my career by accident. He was injured and he was here, and he had, he coached us and then ended up training me, and he still trains me when I come home. And I think he was a guy that was a pretty fierce competitor. I've had a lot of support playing with like Soroka. I mean, he's a pretty amazing player, and he's a pretty good example to, if you want to be a major league baseball player who's from Canada. He's humble and he works really hard, and he seems to have a lot of fun, and that's the biggest thing. I think baseball is the best when you have a lot of fun, and he looks like he does.
Jackson, looking forward to seeing how much fun you can have this year and hopefully having a successful year in St. Louis, and all the best, and hope to catch up with you maybe during the summer.
Thanks so much.
That'll do it for this edition of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. A big thanks again to Drew Boyer from Vimy Ridge Baseball Academy, as well as Jackson Wark for joining us. Like I said, we're just getting started with some of the great interviews we have lined up. The MLB season is fast approaching. The college season is upon us. The Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame announcement is coming next week, and we have a ton of fundraising banquets across this province over the next few weeks. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure to subscribe on iTunes or Google Play. You won't miss a minute of the podcast action. And while you're at it, do us a huge favor and leave us a rating and a review, as it will help us with our overall visibility on each of those platforms. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. We'll chat again next week.